Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
It's Windows 10 episode. It's finally here. It's the 30th of July, 2015. And we're brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au, Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. Nice, cheap, affordable, on Australian soil servers. So jump on, have a look, and grab some web hosting if that be your desire. All right, Windows 10, yes, it has arrived. I haven't done it yet. I've only done previews, but there's people around here that have done the upgrade. But let's go from left to right. And first we'll talk to the Mr. Streamer. Thanks to Will for streaming tonight. Hi, Will.
Hey, mate. How we doing?
Good. What's news with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Windows 10?
Well, it's on the laptop, but I haven't been able to drag the missus off the laptop yet, so I don't know what it's like. I can't put it on my streaming rig that you're watching me on now because I've got a MBox USB mixer, and it needs special ASIO sound drivers, and they haven't been released yet for Windows 10. So
ASIO?
It'll probably, yeah.
Ooh.
So it's probably another 6 months before I can put it on my own
government.
And there you have Jason. How you doing, Jace?
Howdy.
And Windows 10?
I tried it for a day at work, but then had a problem. Quite
Okay.
a few, actually. I installed it, came up. I brought one of the other guys in. I'm like, check this out. This is awesome. Yeah. And it kept saying, I'm not registered. And then I went and had a look. And if you hadn't activated it by the 15th, then even if you download a pre-registered one, you can't activate it after the 15th. So...
And that's what happened to me.
That was a fresh install. So I was like, okay, I'll put Windows...
And we'll just go to Eric, because I know Eric's got some news about Windows 10. How you been, Eric?
I've been very well, gentlemen, and you have too, I imagine.
Yes. Yes, and Windows 10 for you?
Good.
Yes.
Just a couple of niggly bits. No real dramas.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So Warlock, you couldn't activate because you hadn't activated before
Windows
the 15th.
10 was my idea. No, I couldn't activate it, so I was like, okay, I'll go back to Windows 8.1 that I had an install disk. So I went and installed that, and at the end of the install, it goes, can't write boot information to the hard drive. I was like, what? And I Googled all over the place and reinstalled it about 6 or 7 times. And in the end, I was like, okay, this hard drive must be screwed. So I got another one from the boss. Wouldn't install on that either. So I'm like, what the hell? In the end, after about 5 hours, I unplugged the second drive, which was in a different SATA port, installed it, and it went on fine. So,
there you go. Who knows? Who would have known? But
I did like it. It looked really cool. I like the theme. I like the way it works and the options and stuff it's got. I would use it at home. It's probably downloading now for all I know because it does it in the background silently and then pops up and goes, I'm installed. Would you like to activate me now?
Now, Eric, you had a preview, which you up.
I had a preview prior to the 15th that was licensed, and then it automatically updated itself on about the 23rd.
Right.
And so all that, what do you call that on the bottom right-hand corner? The watermark?
Yeah, activation.
It just disappears.
So does that mean that if you've got the preview, then you're set for that device? They actually gave it away for free.
I can make a recovery disk out of that.
For the same computer.
But I downloaded it anyway and put it on a USB drive somewhere here.
Because I had an old...
Here we go.
I had an old install on a virtual machine, and I booted it up and it didn't work. It blue screened. And when I found out later that that's what happens with the old versions. So I got a couple of codes, and I saw that the codes were virtually the same. Because Eric, I saw your code, and I saw your code actually on some
Life
sites.
is short.
What's that?
And the vacation part of life is even
That
shorter.
stuff come from?
After all, you've got koalas to
Now, let's
kiss,
just listen to this.
volcanoes to climb. Whatever this is.
Oh, there we
At
go.
Viator, your vacation is our
Hang on.
obsession. So
Hang
wherever
on.
there's a snorkel that needs snorkeling, a stein that needs hoisting,
dude.
a pizza
Hang
that
on.
needs tossing, Viator's expert advice and exclusive
Mate, I
insider
can't turn it
access
off.
help you squeeze every last drop of fun out of your vacation.
Oh,
Viator,
Now
travel
Google
with
Chrome
an
has a little
insider.
icon up the top with a speaker on it.
Yeah, you can click on
Okay.
it and mutes it.
No, it doesn't.
The actual Chrome. Not the volume. If you actually go into your up into the top where the speaker is, you mute it, or you can go to the mixer and mute Chrome individually.
Yeah, you got to go to the mixer and do it and just download it.
That was all
just
too hard.
Slide it down. Slide it down.
I've got 50 million things going on. That's all too hard. I thought I'd just wait 30 seconds and it'd be gone. I've stopped the stream. The stream was muted, but when the ad comes on, the ad comes on. So, but the stream's stopped now. So hopefully we won't be having that again. So I forgot where we were, but we're Windows 10.
You were doing a code that
That's right. There was codes. There were codes all over the place, and they happened to look like the same to me. So anyway, I grabbed another version, the latest build.
were all disabled on the 15th.
Yeah, so that's right then. So people who have done the preview won't have it for life.
No, not unless you activate it before the 15th.
Yeah, but you're allowed to download it anyway. And that's what I was getting at. I upgraded my preview build with the one I downloaded. No problem.
Yeah, you'll get it from now on because yours was already activated, but Glenn hadn't activated his before the 15th.
Right, but then all you need then is the code for your Windows 8 that you had prior, or whatever operating system you were on.
Yeah.
If you've got that code, you can punch that in. I think it might work.
Oh yeah, the upgrade path will work, but I'm looking. I was more interested in can you just get it for free, like a total version for free.
No, I don't.
Only before the 15th.
Yeah. All right, well, that's what. But look, there's if you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Aussie Tech Odds, I've been posting quite a bit of information about Windows 10, where you can download the ISO files. You can't activate them, but the ISO files are good because then if you've got a machine and you want to do a fresh install, maybe you've got the Windows 10 code from somewhere else. It will allow you to do a fresh install, hopefully, without the upgrade path through Windows 8. But all will be revealed over time, I suppose. Now, also, you can tell if your Windows machine is downloading Windows 10. My PC here just sits here going, yeah, we'll let you know. But if you go to your C directory, you will see, if it's starting to download, there'll be let me just check the exact syntax of this directory, but it's something pretty straightforward. You will find, straight in the root directory, you will find a $Windows ~BT
I've got
folder.
one of those.
Yeah, so that's the folder that the Windows 10 is going to download into.
Started downloading 9 minutes ago
How do you know that?
because the time stamp on that folder is 8:03 p.m. tonight.
okay. Yeah, okay. Well, mine was 1:44 a.m. So,
What's
yesterday.
it called?
It's
What's it called?
$sign Windows dot tilde BT. You'll have to probably
yeah.
show hidden files.
Why is mine downloading? I've already got it and I installed it. Why is it still going?
Well,
You're pre-registered.
how do you know it's still going?
Yes. Well, I don't
That's
know.
why,
It's
probably.
there. Or it might be finished. It
Yeah,
finished.
it's probably finished.
What's the oldest file?
So look, there's another way. Apparently, you can go into the Windows directory, and then you go down to software distribution, and then I think you'll find the Windows 10 in there. But the root directory one, if it's not in the root directory, it might be in the Windows software distribution. But if it's not in there, you just have
Under
to wait.
download, install. No, that's not it.
You just have to
Anyway,
wait.
Yeah, you probably
Under
write something there.
download, there's code there that started at 8:05 p.m. for me, and it's got Windows Update Box.exe,
Yeah.
and it's downloaded a file. It's got 2.7 gigs of a temp file while it's downloading it so far.
Yes.
But look,
Gotcha.
it's only like hours old.
Why is it? I don't know. I hope. What happens when it's finished downloading? Does it sort of install it without
It'll
telling
pop up and say, "Do you want to update?" And you go,
Well, let's see
"Yeah,
if that
I guess
happens.
so."
'Cause it looks like mine is still downloading, even though I already installed it.
Well,
So
I-
well done, Microsoft.
I heard, and I don't know if this is true or I read somewhere, that I haven't confirmed all this, but I read that it will also download to one machine and then propagate through your LAN
You can enable that, yes.
Yes.
And you can also enable to propagate to other people's on the internet if you have a lot of bandwidth that you don't really care about.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
trusting Microsoft with bit torrenting. That's not going to be dangerous.
No.
I would
Because it
on my
works so
home
well
LAN.
It works so well in Skype.
Skype, yeah, exactly. There you go.
I
Yeah.
wonder how it would go on my MacBook Pro because Boot Camp
work.
doesn't support
It
anything higher than Windows 7 on my MacBook Pro. I tried to install Windows 8 and it wouldn't work because Boot Camp has locked off Windows 8
What
for
year is,
2010.
Wah, wah, wah,
Your
wah.
MacBook Pro's 2010.
Yep.
You
You can't install Windows 8 on it. So what happens if you
2012.
pre-register Windows 7 for Windows 10? Will it still update it?
Yeah, possibly. Are you running 64-bit or 32?
Yeah, 64.
Oh, that's interesting. That
Now,
might
look,
still
there's
work.
a comment in the lounge from Brett ONT. Just download the link directly. You can do it as a clean upgrade. Yes, I think, and no. I think what happens is you can download it. So once you go through the upgrade path through 8.1, that then registers your machine with Microsoft, and then you will be able to do the direct clean install, because once it goes to activate, it'll go, oh yeah, I know that machine, I'll do it. But I don't think you can just grab the download in ISO and just install, because you'll need a key. And
Yes, you will. Correct.
I don't know.
It asked me for a key.
Yeah, and I don't know, you probably can't put an 8.1 key in, if you know what I mean.
No, you couldn't at first. That's right. If you want to do a fresh install, it'll ask you for a key, which is basically Microsoft's thinking. If you're doing a fresh install, you've bought Windows 10 for $99, whatever it is, and they've given you a key. So I booted off my USB to do a fresh, clean, full install. Asked me for a key.
Yep.
So I reversed out of that. Just went back into normal Windows 10, the preview that had been updated, and then just clicked on setup, and it just ran an upgrade without asking for a key.
Yeah. Yes. So
Run it within your existing Windows platform, and I won't ask you for a key.
to get to get your free version registered and activated, you got to go through the upgrade path, and then you can do a clean install from then on, because Windows knows what your machine is.
It's
But
got the MAC address and everything else.
yeah. So but what constitutes a new machine? Is it a new hard drive? Is it a new motherboard? What is it? I don't know.
Well, I don't think many people on laptops are going to start ripping out their motherboards to try and trick Windows.
No, but what about desktops? You know, everyone's changing.
I remember back when I was working in a shop that was selling computer stuff, and at that stage, Windows OEM version, the discounted one, could only be sold if you purchase some hardware. So you just tell people, buy a printer cable or buy some RAM or something.
Floppy
There's
drive
some
or
hardware purchase. Now you can get the OEM version of Windows cheap.
Yeah, but look, there's a lot to come out yet, because like it's only, as I said, it's just still cooling off, isn't it? It's not it's only just been released, to the wild. So we'll see how it all goes. But Eric, so
there's something interesting. The product key changes once Windows 10 is installed. So make sure to note down your new product key before you want to install on a clean system.
I wonder if the old faithful Produ key will still work.
This one says Specky from Piriform. The same people who make CCleaner will show your product key in the operating system tab.
Oh, does it? Is that a new feature?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I like our Specky. I use that all the time.
I'd never heard of it till now.
I used to use Produ key. Google that one. And
Billy's a bit noisy there.
Yeah, sorry. My monitor's trying to fall onto my head. Just the problem with having I'm just going to turn my microphone off.
We'll just watch. Hopefully it'll fall on his head.
I hope his wife's got insurance.
So what we were saying about the Produ key, if you Google that, it's a little exe file, and it will show you all the, hopefully what it did, it'll show you the Windows serials, product keys, and other Office keys that you might have on your system. Good if you lost your key. All right. So where was I going, Eric? Yeah. So you like it, Eric? You're on a production machine, Windows 10 production machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, production machine. It's fast. It's good.
Yes. I've heard.
Well, look, I'm saying that because my computer, what I'm running it on, is a fairly new laptop. Only bought it in March this year, so it better be bloody quick.
Yes.
So I don't know what it's like on machines a year or so older. I have no idea. But on my machine, runs a treat.
Yeah, nice. So, aesthetic-wise, do you like it?
Much better than Windows 8.
It's a beautiful interface.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Look,
much nicer. Much nicer.
I thought it might have
Windows
been.
8 looked a little bit infantile, a little bit sort of the font smoothing was crap.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit
Very good.
boring, to be honest. Like the like your Windows boxes and whatever. I thought it was good, like control panels, and I thought it was a little
On the,
bit boring. But I can get
when
over
you're
it.
installing this, you can choose whether or not you want it to boot up into tiles or boot into desktop. You can choose.
Oh right.
Gee, what would I choose?
Desktop's cool.
Desktop's
Yeah,
cool.
but yeah, Glenn is right. You go into control panel and there's like 6 giant icons, and you're like, where is what? I had trouble trying to figure out how to get my computer to join the work domain, because you go into the system properties like you would on a normal one, and it's not there. It's now under user accounts.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a simpler way.
You can get the old control panel back. You can.
Yeah, I'm using the old control panel.
Yeah, you can do it. But look, I
You
think.
bring your icons, all your old icons back,
Yeah.
and you click on that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it was, I think. Look, and look, I know I've got a little Lenovo, twist it back upon itself laptop thingy, tablet, and PA, who's in the lounge tonight, he's got one as well. He's put Windows 10 on his machine, on his Yoga 2 Lenovo, and yeah, when you flip it into the tablet mode, it comes up and says, "Would you like to go to tablet mode?" You go yes, and it's a tablet mode. So
You've got yours running on your tablet, Glenn?
Not yet. No, I had a busy day today. I downloaded it, and I know I've got the BT folder, so it must be there somewhere.
Glenn, get your priorities right. Come on.
Well, I
busy
know.
day.
Time
It's
waits
Windows
for-
10 day.
I know, but I'm just waiting for all you suckers to put it on first.
Well, we have, and we're fine.
You know what's funny is that I'm just reading an article at the moment about all the complaints Microsoft's receiving about the forced updates because nobody knew it was going to happen.
What?
What forced
Apparently.
Very
updates?
stupid people with their head in a bucket of
All these
hyena.
people who, pre-registered for it and had all the things in place to make sure that they'd
You
get
know
it.
that little
They're
icon that
complaining
kept
because
popping
it's
up
been- are they-
saying pre-register Windows, pre-register Windows, pre-register
That's the
Windows?
one.
You could get rid of it.
I mean, I kind of get it. Some people are saying, look, we want to do it, but we want to do it in off-peak because our data usage, the way our data usage is working.
Get unlimited. Lol.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I kind of understand what some of them are saying, but at the same time, if, here's an idea, don't pre-register.
Yeah. How's that
I
one?
didn't. I didn't. I didn't do it on my desktop for that exact reason because I knew it was going to be a forced update, and I knew I was going to have driver issues, so I just didn't do it.
So
I
just
haven't got any driver issues yet.
that's
No,
good.
I know I will because I've already put out I've already checked on the website; they're not compatible.
But you initially had driver issues, Eric, with your LAN.
Did I?
Your LAN driver issue.
Wireless. Yes, correct.
But you just
That
reinstalled.
was, I think, what happened there. That the install didn't read properly. Something might have been a file missing.
Right.
Or might have been my problem when I was creating ISO.
And
But-
you've
But
also
when I downloaded the proper one today,
yeah.
no issues at all.
And there's no Windows Media Player.
Yes, correct. No Windows Media Player.
Or solitaire.
Apparently, there is
Yeah, it's
going
got-
to
You
be,
got to pay for that.
Candy Crush instead of Solitaire.
but there is going to be a media player coming. Why on earth it's coming and not released right now? Who knows?
I
But
charge you for it.
no, but
Everyone's
it is
gonna
coming.
use VLC anyway, so who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly.
But Eric
Well, I've got
downloaded.
the old, you know the DVD software that comes with a Windows 7 machine.
Yeah.
Comes in a separate disc.
That works fine.
Yeah, you just bang it in there, it works.
Now
Who
look,
buys discs? I haven't had operating system.
Oh
on
no,
disc.
it came with my laptop. I got a Windows 7 operating system and a Windows 8.
Wow, that's cool.
yeah, well,
It saves your
They've-
recovery.
They've
petition.
both been unopened. They're just sitting there, never been opened.
never been touched by human hands. Now I was
No key needed.
I was looking.
When you put it in, it says you just the little button says click, no key needed, bang, straight in.
I was looking at one of the articles about Windows 10, and it did say if you have, you might have to contact your supplier if you need a floppy driver.
What?
Floppy.
Yeah, a driver for the
Oh,
floppy.
you're back to Windows 95.
Does the driver
Maybe
come on a
Windows
floppy?
95 was really Windows 9.5.
The
Might have been. Yes.
some things do, like some of the hardware RAID drivers and that still only to this day come on floppy disk drivers. So even though they dropped support, I think they dropped it
I
in
don't even have
Windows 8.
CD. I don't even have CD ROMs in this house. Where am I going to get a floppy?
I know. The
drive?
USB. That's why the USB ones you can still buy them everywhere, and they're still $50 or so because they're still quite popular. Windows 8, I believe, dropped the floppy driver as well. You had to add it in later. But the USB ones are handy. But yeah, some of the
going on a business
networking stuff comes on floppy drives.
With a USB floppy driver in your suitcase. No, thanks.
I've got the USB floppy driver. Has Will froze?
No?
Yeah.
No? Oh, there he goes.
Yes,
Back.
So
I'm just sitting very, very still.
look, you can look. We'll go little bit longer for Windows 10, not much longer. But look, you can buy it in Australia new, if you want to, and it's apparently about $179 for the Home Edition, $279 for the Pro Edition. I don't know if there's too much difference between the Pro and the Home, except Pro's probably got a few more security bumps in it, I suppose.
What are you all guys downloading?
I'd be Pro because I'm on 8.1 Pro.
Pro, yeah.
Yep.
Whatever, you upgrade to whatever you had before.
That's right. Existing Windows 7, 8.1 and Windows 8 Phone 8.1 will be able to upgrade to the new operating system for a year. So if you think you're going to do it, you've got to do it within a year, okay? And we in Australia don't get the Cortana, the latest version. They're not the local version.
Can't work out the Aussie accent, mate.
Nah, she can't. She's
Crikey. Strain the crows.
She's stuffed.
Roof.
Stuffed for Australia.
Strain.
Australia, mate. Now,
Yeah, I was just having a look at Warcom. They've got it for 178.
Where? Walk on.
Warcom.
$178, $1 cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Well, hang on. They're selling it for $178, Windows Pro.
No, that's
Windows
the Home.
Home 10.
Home Edition.
That's pretty pricey. I thought it was $99.
US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We put on our
Australian tax.
Australia tax.
and GST.
Yeah, everything. Netflix tax. Joe Hockey tax.
Don't start with that again.
The ocean tax. Everything goes on.
Yeah, when you click on the link, it goes through the ocean. So
Now there's no Minecraft or Solitaire.
Yep. No,
Minecraft is
Minecraft is
available. It got launched today for Windows 10 version.
It did.
It's actually a dedicated Windows 10 version.
Special new version just for Windows 10 based on the Pocket Edition.
Oh,
Yep.
Also, apparently, you can
on.
play all of your Xbox games, the ones that you've downloaded on Xbox, like the ones you play live. You can now play that on Windows 10.
That'll be
Right.
interesting.
Well, it's supposed to be cross-platform. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
yeah. But what about this one? There's a tip that a feature that Microsoft didn't want you to know about. I don't know why, but anyway, this is how
Built in Skype.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Now, tapping Window and G in a game fires up the Game Hub. A quick
Yeah,
look.
Will was talking about that.
What? Windows G?
Yeah, the quick
Yeah,
look.
it's got built-in streaming to like Ustream and stuff.
No.
It's a quick look toolbar for recording
Building,
video,
capturing,
launching the
recording and
Xbox
stuff,
app,
yeah.
and
Tried it,
taking
doesn't work.
screenshots. Pressing the Win Alt R starts recording, pressing it again stops it, and saves the file to the game DVR in the app. So, however, despite the name and the demos, all of which are featured, Game DVR isn't limited to games. With the latest build of Windows 10, Microsoft has opened up the Game Hub to all, and it's been discovered it's actually a general-purpose screen capture tool that works with any application.
Duh.
Yeah.
Is that going to be in a
had to-
Windows Media format, but they don't have a Windows Media player, so
Probably.
you can play
No,
back
it's okay.
the video you just
It'll-
recorded?
Yes.
It'll be an RM
No,
or QuickTime.
Quick
no,
time.
it turns everything into an animated GIF. And you'll be
Was
right.
that Microsoft
Take it from
Gift
there.
Animator? That was a great software.
And the sound's in AIF.
Windows Pro 10 is $298.
Dollars.
What?
Yeah,
What?
digital download. That's not package. It's digital download through
Digital
Warcom.
download.
What
You're
have
not
I
even
got
getting
here?
a
Did I have-
DVD.
yeah, I got
They're not
some-
even shipping it anywhere.
$279. They're giving
I
away.
got a good one.
They're giving away for free. You got to make your money somehow. Okay, so why? Yeah, so there you go. So why has Microsoft called it the Game Hub and not an all general purpose screen capture streaming tool? Probably because of copyright. Probably because people don't want them, to screen capture.
Probably
I don't
because
know, the
Microsoft wasn't
news.
smart enough to market it properly.
You can't screen capture Paul Murray live and replay him, something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
And so you can't. They didn't want you to know you could screen capture all the faults that pop up, the blue screens of death and stuff.
Probably. Now, are we done with Windows 10?
Although speaking of prices
We'll
being
never
stupid,
be done with
and,
Windows 10.
there'll be more to come, I'm sure. Speaking of prices being stupid and piracy, of course, leading from that, they've just spent who knows how much money. A new Australian government report shows that piracy is running rampant, of course, as we knew that. The report conducted by the Communications Minister, Malcolm Turnbull's office, by the Communication Minister's Malcolm Turnbull's office.
That's good. That's good.
him.
Yes, Communications wrote that, did they? Well done.
In conjunction with the UK government, has revealed a staggering scope of Australia's online piracy. The survey of 2,630 people. Wow, really? That's it.
Are they going to get over this or what? I'm sick of talking
That's
about
found
piracy.
Well, no, this is interesting because they found that 26% of Australians admit to have consumed at least one illegal form of media, and that's when I say piracy, in the first 3 months of this year.
Yeah.
In other words, 1 in 4. Okay, so the research revealed the host of punitive measures floated to solve the problem simply don't work. Of the people who consume media illegally, the survey found that they would likely stop infringing it if legal content was A, cheaper, B, more readily available, and C, had the same release date as other countries. So between those three, about 98% of people agreed that that would stop them from legally downloading it. So the data found that to convince the majority of digital music consumers to pay for music, a single song needed to be priced at no more than $1.19, and a music subscription would need to be no more than $5 a month.
Look, the problem...
TV and movie streaming services such as Presto, and Netflix seem to have it right with around $10 a month is pretty popular.
Yeah, look, that's probably not too bad for the movies and everything, like, because when you start looking into it, who can be bothered, trying to look for shows and that and download and all the trouble it goes through? Might just pay $10, all you can eat. Great.
If it's not on Netflix or Apple TV, we don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, well, that's right. But it's getting to a stage now where everyone's done it. Okay, and it's so easy. I think I've lost Skype.
No, I'm still here.
Eric broke it somehow.
Oh,
Can you
great.
see me?
No, you broke it. So
broke it.
And Wheel's sharing Klondike.
someone's sharing something, and it's
No,
broken.
that's me,
That's Eric.
because Solitaire is on Windows 10.
You got to pay for it after 30 days.
No, you don't. You got to
According
you
to
go
Microsoft,
to
you
the you press the Windows command. The little Windows thing, and there's a little tile inside there called Xbox.
Hey, look, those cards are flashing as you talk.
Yes. So
They're
go
voice
there,
activated
Xbox,
cards.
and you, log into Xbox, and all the Solitaire games are in there.
Oh, there you go.
Assuming you have an Xbox account.
Yeah, you can get a free one.
Get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so everyone's done this download thing, right? So it's going to be hard. Like if someone says to you, "Oh, can you download me that Taylor, or go and get the Taylor Swift album," and you know how to download it in a fair quality, you're really not going to go and buy it, even if it's only $10, are you? Because if it's easy enough to download for free, you're going to do it. I think that it's all ingrained in our brains, and I don't know how they're going to break it, but look, piracy's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. They got to do
Just ask China.
something else.
Sure.
Maybe they put ads in songs or something.
Well,
I don't know. It's
I don't
never
know
going
why
away.
they don't just team up with these so-called piracy websites and say, hey, look, cool, keep doing what you're doing, but we're just going to put a display ad in front of the streaming video that you're displaying. Or, you
Do
can
what the
download
TV shows do now. They have those lower thirds that are constantly on there.
Can you unscreen your share or whatever you're doing,
Oh, can I unscreen it?
Yeah.
Unshare it?
Probably not.
so we can get some heads back,
We're watching
So-
Glenn and Will on your screen share
so we can get some Aussie tech
in the
heads
chat
back.
room.
Yeah. So, but talking about streaming TV services and stuff. Did you guys see the Telstra TV that's launching?
Yeah, I saw that was coming out.
I heard about that, yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
I've got two screens.
What happened?
Yeah,
You broke
stop
it. That's what
sharing.
happened.
Yeah. Look, we're waiting for Eric to.
Conversation, stop sharing.
Well, look, let me tell you about the TV. You're going to have to watch me for a while for those on video, because we'll switch back to full screen when Eric works out how to stop what he's done.
Call
The-
stop sharing screen.
The Telstra has aggregated Netflix, Stan, and Presto in a Roku-style TV box thing, haven't they? So it's not unlike the Apple TV or the Google Chromecast, the Telstra TV. You'll be able to plug it into your machine, and it's going to have all those three services and most definitely more. Telstra is partnering with Roku to launch the Telstra TV. It has got Netflix, Dan, and Presto. The service will be available in September, but no pricing has yet been disclosed. So I don't know, what is that?
$80 a month.
Is that, and then that's just automatically
I'm guessing, being Telstra.
So you just, So when its prices to yet be disclosed, what's that?
You know it's too expensive.
You know it's not, because if
It's
it was
a Telstra
cheap, they would have
premium
said so.
price.
But I'm thinking, is it going to be like the Apple TV? Is it like a device? You buy the device and then you still need to add on the services that you want.
Yeah, but then Telstra will go, well, you don't buy the device, rent it off us for the rest of your life, and we end up getting $1,000 out of you instead of $100.
But I mean, they are kind of, you are right, they are kind of integrating, because I'm looking at the new Optus, because obviously I'm upgrading to NBN, and I'm just browsing all the different options, and Optus is one of them. And I've currently got their first-gen Fetch TV box. If I upgrade it, I get the second-gen one, but part of that includes Netflix subscription as part of the package. So not only do I get the Fetch package, which is all the TVs plus 33 movies a month plus a few other things.
I think
you can pay to
Netflix
have
is standard 6
Optus
months free
TV part of
membership
that,
these
the
days.
channels.
Something
But
like
you
that.
get the Fetch, the Netflix part of that included in the package. So it's not. I mean, they're getting there.
They're also.
But I'm thinking this is probably going to replace the T-Box, right?
Yeah.
I'd
Yes.
say.
Oh, for sure.
How much do you pay?
It is actually a Roku 2 box with
Right. Yeah.
Telstra branding on it.
How much do you pay for a T-Box subscription these days?
Oh, look, when I got it for $1 a month for 2 years, and that was it. And then I've got it now for nothing.
So how much would it cost if you went and said, I want your T-Box? Not that you'd ever do that.
Well, they're not too bad. They're as a unit, they're pretty good.
I had the first generation one and it was shocking. I'm sure
Oh.
the second generation is still here somewhere.
Yeah, look,
$6 a month
there you
for
go.
24 months.
Right,
Look,
okay.
That's not bad, you know,
That's for the box.
because
Well, what do you get? All the free-to-airs, you get basically Foxtel on it, don't you?
Presto.
Yeah, but the most important thing is, like, you go on next person you see on the street tomorrow, wake him up and ask him how he records a TV show, and they say we don't because there's no videos anymore. They probably don't have a DVD recorder.
No.
So how do people record free to air? They don't. So with the T box, you can.
You can.
And it-
Or
TiVo does.
Fetch
Obviously.
TV as well, yeah.
I recorded on TiVo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but who's got?
Have you seen how much they sell for?
Yeah,
It's
700.
ridiculous.
That's
Mine was
ridiculous.
about $800.
It's outrageous.
Outrageous.
Judge
Well,
Judy
the-
says.
Because in the
Outrageous.
US, you buy a subscription to TiVo. You don't ever
Yeah.
own the box, whereas here you buy it and that's it.
So you've got obviously Fetch TV is Optus, you've got Bob or whatever it is IONet. So they've all got their own variation on that same theme, you know.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, but I look. I don't think you should be too hard on the T box. That's a nice little unit. You can stream from your computer to the T box.
What's that again? You can what?
You can hook
From
your
the T-Box, you can send it to your computer,
no. You've
Other
got
way,
you've got
other
some media on the computer. It will share to your T box.
and then
Well,
that
so
goes
with-
to the TV set.
Yeah, so it's not
Yeah,
bad.
you can do that with the Optus. Well, you can do that. You can do that with the Optus one too.
You
Yeah.
know what the problem is now? There's so
And the
many
other way around
devices.
as well.
You got the Chromecast, you got the Apple TV, you got the Roku's, you got the Telstra, you got the Optus box, you got the Fetch TV, you got the T-Box. It's just too much.
But these people like Apple, Chrome, and whatever, they've gone to all this trouble to produce these beautiful little devices that do exactly what you want it to do, but they stop. Like they don't develop it.
further.
Yeah, could you imagine? Like, I love the Apple TV, but it's not developed far enough. There's not enough apps on it. Like the catch-up.
You know what
apps.
I
You
think
need to
they
open it
should
up to
do?
the store.
They should.
Yeah.
Telstra should talk to Apple and say, look, and obviously they probably
I-
tried to.
yeah.
And Apple said,
Get
nah, we're
stuffed.
better than you. And
Yeah.
so they got Roku.
Yes.
But
What they should do is put Foxtel on the Apple TV. Then I wouldn't have to constantly flip the channels.
Oh, what
So
about?
Roku comes currently installed, built into televisions. How long before you get the Telstra TV?
Well, I was going to
Wow.
say, don't forget things like
Well, Apple TV is still rumoured.
Oh, I'm sick of Apple TV. They
don't
can
Lose
get
a bit of
stuffed.
faith, but it's rumoured.
I'm over it.
Don't forget
the
that,
Apple
like,
TV.
Samsung's their latest range of TVs are all Google backend. They're basically Google Android operating systems running on smartphone technology effectively, so they're super powerful. They've got built-in DVRs, they've got built-in browsers, they've got all this stuff all built into the new ones now.
Yeah, but I don't want my TV to get a virus.
Yeah, well,
Android doesn't get viruses, so it's okay.
don't breathe on it.
No, I didn't say that. It wasn't me.
No, never.
I didn't say that. I got a story about that.
Well, I got this story about how
Well, before we get to Android viruses, I think
yeah, but it's a virus for one. The
I'll
only
do
ever one
the
ever.
Apple iPhone virus one, and you can do
It's not a virus. It's a vulnerability. So
all right, but look, these I don't know too much about these Roku machines, but Jason,
I got one that's great, love it.
Now,
I had an original Roku, like a hand-me-down that was just about cactus, and I got it, and it still lasted me 2 years before I killed it.
is it easy to put apps on? Can people so people can develop and throw an app on the Roku store?
There's an official Roku app store, but there's also unofficial stores that have got hundreds of other channels as well, where you could have the Australian IT Aussie Tech Heads channel and just
Well, they have a Twit one, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
they've got their
see,
own Twit.
This is it. I think Apple get stuffed. You're too slow, bringing out stupid watches instead of doing something decent.
Their only unique invention since Steve Jobs died, and look how successful it was.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
wasn't.
it's the number one selling smartwatch worldwide now. It's overtaken every other watch.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
but who cares?
But it
No,
cares
they
about-
work, but it's
Actually,
flat. They're not selling anymore. They're actually losing. They're starting to lose money because Apple are very big on novelty items. A lot of the fanboys. Oh, I've got to get my watch. You go to the
Exactly.
Apple store and all the hipsters got the watch on and all this sort of stuff. But they don't have. It doesn't have the momentum like all their products. They're actually not selling anymore. And to prove a point, I had to take my daughter's iPhone into the Apple store a couple of days ago because the screen was popping out, so they replaced the whole thing because it had a swollen battery or something. And this is how desperate they are to sell Apple Watches. When you go to a Genius bar, usually they've got on the back screen there, Apple adverts, whether it be how to operate your iPhone, how to best do this, and it changes, right? It's constantly changing.
Yep.
When I went in there, the only ads they had running, and I was in there for an hour, was Apple Watch.
I mean,
Constantly, because they're just promoting it so heavily because no one's buying them.
to give you an idea, in the last quarter, ending in June, Apple sold 47.5 million iPhones, okay? In the same quarter, Apple sold roughly 3 million watches.
Yeah.
And they probably had a production
Assuming,
of about
well,
50 million.
that's an estimated figure based on the $952 million figure that was thrown out. So assuming the lowest entry-level ones, they sold 3 million.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're going to Best Buy as well now.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise
Yeah, they
me.
just announced it.
Yeah, right. Oh, they're in trouble with
They're not
those
selling
watches.
because
It's crap.
Again, they say, it's water resistant. No one who's serious about watches is going to buy a watch that they have to constantly take off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like taking my Fitbit off.
I was surprised. I went to
it's
OPSM
off.
to get an eye check the
quite
other
off.
day, and there was a woman there who had a Apple Watch on. I was like, wow, I've never seen one in the wild.
Yeah, one of the guys at Harvey Norman had one. But how's the Apple? Does it have a dock or does it have a cable? How's it charged? Anyone know?
Yeah,
cable.
it's got
Just
like a little
sits on
magnetic
a-
charger.
Okay.
It sits on the charger. It's like induction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Android one, even the first Android one was the same. And I actually had you could get like a little square like matchbox sort of thing that was magnetic, and you could stick it to the top of it. So if you're having dinner or something, you could actually stick this recharge pack on there as well, so you could bump up the charge. Although it lasted like a week before you had to do that anyway. But
Well, all I can say is this Telstra Roku thing. That's something I'd be keen to have a
Oh, is
look
that
at.
what we were talking about,
Yeah.
Glenn?
oh yeah,
All right. Well, now,
You got another Telstra.
I knew we were talking about Apple for a reason.
well, look, I'll do another Telstra story, and I know I'm just hogging all the stories, but they're just blending into each other.
Did you know they
That's how I plan it,
let
but-
people double their quota?
Yes, that's what my story is. Because
Stole his thunder.
Preempted you.
it's a real life story, but you can tell it, Jake. You can tell my real
I
life
don't know.
story.
I saw you post about it on Facebook, so you
okay.
look very excited.
Yes, I was going to bed the other night, and before you go to bed, you do certain little things, and one of those
you do.
Check
Let's
your
just
quota
hold it
usage.
you check your quota.
I can't go to bed till I check my quota.
It was still there, and
You wake up
but
in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, think that you haven't checked your quota.
it doubled in size. Could you believe it?
What? You're still talking about your quota?
Oh,
You went to bed. All I heard was you went to bed and you do certain things and it doubled in size.
I did my sound drop out again. Yes.
No, that's actually what you just said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
What you were thinking and what you said were two entirely different.
So yes, that's right. So I looked at my quota and it was a terabyte, and I went, "Ooh, that's double than 500." And
Was that your
so,
exact words? Ooh.
yes, I did. I went,
Golly gee, what? That's
Right,
rather
so
nice.
go a little bit effeminate, Glenn.
by
But it
jingoes,
doubled in size. Oh, by golly.
by jingoes! I say, old chap, it's doubled in size. Yeah. So anyway, looked on the app. It was a terabyte, and I went, "Geez, that's good." Never got an email until today. This was like a couple of nights
Yes,
ago.
I got my email today.
Yes.
And I won't share that with you because I don't know how to stop sharing it.
Good, because if you go to Facebook, you'll see mine. So, so it was 500 gig. They've given me a bonus, 500 gig forever and ever. Now I've got a terabyte a month for the same price. I'm happy. Thank you, Telstra. That's good.
You're only paying half as much as everyone else.
And, yeah.
That's right. So there.
And my thanks and promise to you is I will use it all every month. Thank
Every
you.
single-
I was just saying yesterday I was very happy that TPG put me on an unlimited plan because my daughter started watching YouTube in the morning before school and left it streaming for the whole day when she went off to school.
Nice.
I come home at night, turn on the TV, I'm like, what's this crap? Some stupid game thing with some chick talking about her games and stuff. I'm like, this is YouTube. It's been streaming for the whole day.
What was that gamer we were looking at before? Paddy someone? But anyway, wasn't Paddy Big Boobs?
I think you're looking at a different movie than we were.
Probably. All right, let's.
Patty the daytime hooker.
That might have been her. No, who mentioned her in the lounge? I can't remember what the name was now. But anyway, look, Will, tell us something.
No, screw you. So as we were talking about before, Android isn't really known for getting viruses per se, but exploits aren't uncommon on any device, Apple, Android, PC, whether it's iMac, whether it's iMac, how old am I? Commodore 64, whatever. They all had exploits.
Nobody exploited my Commodore 64.
That's because you didn't have an acoustic coupler, mate.
Oh, the good old acoustic
Hey,
couplers.
before you do that, you should mention to Glenn what we heard about Amstrad has been doing that we had no idea until we did our show the other night.
What has Amstrad been doing?
You'll tell it better than I will.
All right, they make Foxtel IQ boxes.
Really? Wow. Wow.
How about that? Okay, because we were talking about the old Amstrad CPC 464 on the old Fart Geek show, and then we're like, I wonder what Amstrad's doing now. So I looked it up on Wikipedia. It's like, oh, they're making IQ boxes for Foxtel. We're like, holy crap!
Are they the Foxtel boxes? Yeah, the ones with the 6 3/4 inch drive.
Yeah,
No wonder they don't work.
but it's got beautiful coloured keys with green and red.
Yeah, nice. And the USB port that don't work.
Yeah.
And all that sort of jazz. Nice work.
The theory, the feeling was there. The intuitive. They wanted you to just, believe.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
Well, from memory, the Amstrad was not a bad machine. One of my mates had it, and yeah, it was as good as the Apple IIs and that around. Different, obviously, software and everything, but similar sort of games and similar sort of capacity. Yeah, I didn't mind the Amstrad, except for the size of the discs. That annoyed me because they were just off. They weren't the 5. What were they? 3.5. They weren't 3.5. They were 4 1/4 or something. Something weird.
Yeah, they were an odd. So, and I had a IBM. I can't remember what the system was. A PS2, I think it was called, but it had a 9-inch floppy.
We've got to have Glenn on the show, right?
A PS2.
Yeah.
A PS2, a 9-inch floppy.
Yeah, external floppy.
What?
Oh, they say
It was
9
out of the
inches,
server
got to
room.
have it.
But a PS2, that's got no business in a server room.
Back in the day, they were the bee's knees. There's nothing better.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I got on the PlayStation train of thought.
No. Yeah, right. And it's right sitting next to the Mario
Actually,
Wii box.
The PlayStation 2 was really good. You could
they made
install
server
Linux
farms
on
of it.
there. It was official, and they were really fast Linux boxes.
Yeah, they actually had server farms full of them. There's photos of PS2s being used as server farms.
Yeah.
Back to your story
Anyway.
about the vulnerability that I
Yes.
was going to do.
So basically, the short story is an attacker basically sends you a media file MMS, which requires no action from the user. But obviously, you have to view the attachment for it to do it. But when the device is exploited, the hacker has access to many of the phone's applications, which they can use to spy on the victim or steal their data. Once the attack's complete, the hacker has access to many of the phone's applications, notably the audio and camera. By controlling these applications, the attacker can essentially spy on the victim by listening to conversations or watching the device's surroundings. You can also create what we call elevated privileges, which will allow into the phone's data and contacts and all that sort of stuff. While there's currently no bug for it, no fix for the bug, but they're working hard to try and sort it out. It doesn't specifically say. All it says is there's 950 million Android smartphones. So I'm assuming 950 mil. It must be probably
devices.
Yeah. It would be probably the newer versions rather than the older ones, but they don't go into too many details at this stage, obviously, because they're trying to find the fix for it. It has never been discovered in the wild. It's just they discovered it
Proof of concept.
in a proof of concept.
Well,
sort of thing.
Google said that it's patched the problem.
Well, Google would patch it. I'd get it pretty soon because I've got a China phone, but then it'll go to Telstra and they'll take about 12 months to test it, putting their crap back on to make sure it's still compatible, and you might get it next year or the year after.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can push out critical, so if it is a super critical update, they can push it out.
They can.
Whether or not they do.
Don't, but they can.
They can. Something like this they might, because it is sort of a vulnerability, and then once so they may push this out once they get a fix that doesn't break things. Of course, that's the biggest problem as well.
They need to do the same as Steve Jobs and just go, look, we're going to bypass all your people. Just download it straight to their phone, reboot, done. Screw all the other crap.
You mean like
stuff.
Microsoft does?
Yeah.
How is the Microsoft authentication service going to go when it comes across Windows 10 on boot camp? He's going to
meltdown.
Now, what have you got for us, Jace, this week?
Well, I had this Android story, but
someone took it.
Researchers have discovered a critical flaw in Apple's App Store and iTunes invoicing system that could allow attackers to hijack sessions, redirect to external sources, and launch persistent phishing attacks. Vulnerability lab researcher Benjamin Consmedry published details of the flaw and proof of concept. The application-side input validation web vulnerability is deemed critical because it allows remote attackers to inject malicious code in Apple's flawed content function and services modules. When a user buys something from iTunes or the App Store, Apple systems use the device name as part of the invoice sent to the buyer and seller. A remote hacker can exploit the flaw by manipulating the device name and replacing it with malicious code, which then gets sent on to the seller and buyer accounts through their invoice. Attackers can then hijack sessions, redirect to external sources, and launch persistent phishing attacks, as well as persistent manipulation of affected or connected service module context. The invoice is presented to both parties, buyer and seller, which demonstrates a significant risk to buyers, sellers, or Apple website managers and developers. The issue impact is also the risk that the buyer can be the seller by usage of the same name to compromise the store online service integrity. Replacing the vulnerability was as easy as replacing your device name with the malicious code, buying something from the App Store or iTunes, and receiving the invoice generated after the purchase, which contains a malicious script. He discovered the vulnerability in June and reported it to Apple. It appears the company patched the hole soon after being notified of its existence.
Well, there you go. I'm glad that they patched it. And
yes.
They patched it fast.
They're good at that.
They are, yeah. But look, stuff goes on. There was computers, stuff goes on. Like, look at that. I was saying before the show, I had to deal with the crypto locker today. It's never going to stop. Facebook has prevented... Huh? Facebook... Facebook loses the battle over users' fake names in Germany. So, you know how...
yeah.
Facebook...
What's going to be a real name? The different types of names they've got over there, they would think everything's fake.
Well, yeah. Well, you know how Facebook obviously like everyone to have their real name when they're using their site. So, But the law has said that in Germany, they've said that, no, you're allowed to use a false name, so screw you.
Huzzah.
Yes, so the Hamburg Data Protection Authority said the social network could not change people's chosen usernames.
The safety of hamburgers everywhere.
Or ask them to provide any official ID. Is the Hamburglar still around?
Mm-hmm.
Is he? I haven't seen him since I was
they're still every 6 or 12 months they drag him out of the closet and make him do another ad at gunpoint.
They use a marionette on his dead body.
The
It's
real
like one of those things they put the hamburger, they slide Ronald over the top of him, and they put Grimace over the top of him.
Russian nesting, but
That's it.
he was my favourite, the Hamburglar. Now, anyway, the ruling came after Facebook blocked an account set up by a woman using a pseudonym and changed it to her name. The use of authentic names on Facebook protects people's privacy and safety by ensuring people know who they're sharing and connecting with, said Facebook. Fair enough. My thoughts on that would be, look, it's their company. If you don't want to put your real name there, don't use it. Is that fair enough? I think so.
Well, there are a lot of people that were saying who were transgendered and stuff and didn't want other people to know, so they made another name so that they could post on those particular groups and things, and then they said, oh, no, you got to put your real name in there, we're forcing that onto you, so then their real name came on and suddenly people found out their sexuality, which they didn't want other people know in public, and so they got bullied and stuff.
But is it right that... But so what? Don't use it if you don't want your real name there. Is that not right?
Social place you want to be with all your friends and meet other people and stuff. Why not let them use whatever name they want to?
Because they're not paying for it.
I'm looking on Facebook at the moment. Of course, anyone who listens to our Minecraft podcast would know Kat. Of course, that's not her real name on Facebook. Obi-Wan Kenobi is another friend of mine on Facebook.
No.
Yep. So, but...
I thought you were in the know, Will. I thought you had friends in high places.
I do. Obi-Wan Kenobi. How much higher can you get?
But
when I was on MySpace, I was a friend of Tom.
Oh yes, he was a good boy.
But don't forget that, like, for work, we've got our works company page, which is the official the official page for our company. But we have the same company, but as a personal profile. So because you can't tag, for example, a company in a tag. So we've got a personal one set up for the company. Now it's been pulled down about 6 times now, but every time I just start it back up again. And it's literally only there. I mean, it duplicates everything that goes to the other page. It's duplicated there. It looks exactly the same. The only reason it's there is so that when I need to tag it to tell somebody where we are or what we're doing, it's there. It's taggable. And I'm part of another group at the moment who they're organising a pink run, which is a breast cancer run up the beach with 4 drives. It's a huge sponsorship deal. There's heaps of people sponsoring, and it's got thousands of dollars worth of backing and
thanks for clarifying what the pink run was. Yes. Yeah.
And well, if you're in the 4 drive scene, it's Dirty Down Under, who is one of Southeast Queensland's largest 4 drive clubs, and so they do the pink run up the beach. But they
I got arrested last time they did that.
Glenn's call.
Bit of a sausage fest.
What happened to Glenn?
He's lost it.
But anyway, so they had just one name, like they had Dirty Down Under or something was the actual name they were using, and all the different moderators would log onto that account so they could post, they could update, they could keep the schedules and everything all under that name, because you couldn't do it on the actual official page because it doesn't have some of those features. So I kind of understand why you would do it, because it's easier. Some of the things work in the personal side of things that don't work in the business side of things.
Yes. Oh, look, I agree with that. That you're going to try and fiddle around until you can make things work for you. But look, at the end of the day, like going through the law and through the courts and all that to make a private company, their private business, change the way they do business. Maybe, stop them from asking for ID and all that.
I can see why they do it. It's just to stop people going onto random sites and going, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck.
That's
but
right.
They're still going to do it, whether they've got a real name or a fake name. So it's still going to... People will go on there with their real personal name. They do it on YouTube and they put the most disgusting, vile stuff on as comments. It hasn't stopped them. So, I mean, what's the point?
These are the keyboard warriors. They're all very brave behind 4 walls, a locked door and a keyboard. You get them out on the street and they're just whimpering little turds.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you use it too. I mean, I use Facebook. I'm on it all the time, but most of the people on there are actually like actual friends or actually people I talk to and know with on a regular basis. I don't keep people around my page who send me, game requests and all that sort of stuff. It's for me, it's almost a tool. to use and to find out information. It's an information tool, but a two-way information tool. So what bugs me, and the reason I don't use Twitter for this reason, is just the constant stream of garbage that rolls through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, look, I find Twitter a bit more overpowering. Plus, I don't think I've got a decent app that does what I need it to do.
There is nothing at the moment. Because they won't release Twitter still refuses to release the fire hose to anyone else. So nobody can create an app because they don't have the privileges.
But Facebook said the number of people who use it at least monthly grew 13% to 1.49 billion in the 3 months to the end of June. So that's crazy. The number is equal to half the estimated 3 billion people who use the internet worldwide. Of those users, it said well over half, 65%, were now accessing Facebook daily. So that's some pretty big numbers. Oh, look, I did have a photo for that story, for those on the video. There we go.
Yeah, not this. Glenn hasn't figured out how to share his camera yet, so you guys on the stream don't get to see this.
Yes, they do.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, they don't. Oh, so
No.
I've been throwing all these photos and no one's seen them.
Only the people who watch on YouTube. So now you got to watch the show again on YouTube.
Oh, I go to all this trouble. Oh, well, okay. So YouTube it is. But anyway.
We'll teach him how to use a computer one day. Don't worry, guys.
But it's not
learning.
But it's not a screen share, Will.
It's what you... never mind. Well,
You should be getting that through.
no, because you're not using
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wirecast. You're using a normal camera.
Yes, okay. It's because you're streaming. If I was streaming, it'd be sweet. All right. Look, who's got another story?
Yeah.
Go.
There's plenty of stories, but man, anything that isn't just all Windows 10 at the moment.
Westfield is going to trial a location.
I tell you what, Apple
where...
would be hating this. They're out of the news cycle. They'd be hating this. Oh, Tim,
wouldn't they? What?
They need to
watch
say
his
something
thing.
crazy.
Get it right.
Here you go. I got a story. This is Tonky.
I started
Warlock
saying
had
the
one.
story, but go.
Hang on. No,
This is-
Warlock started one. Go, Warlock.
Westfield will trial a location-aware special offers app developed by Commonwealth Bank, which interacts with beacons inside its shopping centres later this year. Westfield parent Centre Group will be the first company to use Commonwealth Bank's new offers app launched today. The app is now available on Android devices and will land on iOS at a later date. It's part of an effort to expand the bank's digital wallet offering. The app will sense when a shopper enters a Westfield centre and push them tailored offers from retailers on their device. The service is optional. Earlier this year, Centre launched a new digital advertising screen network across 27 of its national centres. So-called Smart Screen Network includes 1,200 interconnected digital screens which display advertising content derived from a central database. The network also includes NFC, QR codes and beacon technology. General Manager of Sales and Marketing at Centre, Bill Burton, told us the rollout of beacons was part of a broader strategy of updating the brick-and-mortar retail experience. Down the track, we want one seamless journey for our shoppers. So we want to know where they are throughout their journey, but we're not just going to start pinging people left, right, and centre.
I bet you they do. You know what they are missing? You know what I would love? You know, you go to a massive shopping centre, they should have Google Maps or Apple Maps for inside the shopping centre.
Well, Google Maps had started.
Right? So you go in there and go, oh, there's up the road here, or you get your map out and goes, oh, where's Foot Locker?
Yeah. But didn't
Right?
Google Maps
And
start
then
doing
it
that?
gives you direction. You turn left here, 100 metres, go right. That's what they need.
Didn't Google start doing that? But it's and also like getting right into the store. So where's the size 38 jeans? And they go bzzz, like and all that. I heard that was ages ago. I don't know if that got developed out, but that was sort of on the cards for ages ago. But like talking about advertising and stuff getting pushed into your face, I don't know what it's like in Sydney and Melbourne, but I went for a train ride the other day, and I hadn't been for a year. I went up to Brizzy, and they got bloody like big TV screens now showing ads at the railway stations.
Yeah, they've had that at Sydney for a few years.
Yeah, right. And it's just noisy. Like it's audio as well. So it's not just like a video. You got to listen to it.
Yep.
Which I didn't. I put my headphones in. I showed them. I
Silent protest.
I listened to other ads. All right, Will.
Spotify ads.
That's right. Will, did you have something you wanted to sprout out?
No, not really. I was just trying to be smart.
Oh.
But what my point was, like, if it's not a Windows 10 story, it's something like this, where you can meet Tonky, the Shar-Pei dog that looks just like a teddy bear. Like, these are massive stories in my headline list. Like, there's another one, Unveil, the new Ferrari 488, which is fine, but this is in the tech story. Like, you know, this isn't nothing to do with tech. It's
just nothing much. Well, look, it's good to see that Windows 10 has taken the headlines because it's a big thing. It's 90% of the world's computers.
Well, let me tell you, Windows 8 just slid into the night compared to this.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see what the uptake's going to be like, isn't it? You know, now this is a free OS. Let's see how many people actually partake in this free upgrade. You know what I mean? Like, you know how the stats come out over the next couple of weeks, or 30% have only taken up Windows 8.
No, but they're forced updates.
No, they're not forced.
They are if you're registered.
If you're registered, they'll be forced updates. It'll update in the middle of the night. So that's too bad.
So what are you saying? So you come and turn your computer on one day and bang.
Windows 10.
I was just having a look at a website. They had a screenshot and it pops up a little thing like the click here to pre-register, and it pops up saying your computer is now ready to install Windows 10. Click here to install.
Well, there you go. Look, I've got that folder, and I still click on that window. Ooh,
ding dong.
And
Avon calling.
I've still got. Thank you for reserving your free upgrade. It's not there, but the folder's like nearly a 7 gig folder that we mentioned before. So
I'll keep you. You'll wake up tomorrow morning. It'll be just setting things up for you now.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, I've only got 2.95 gigs so far, so I've got a long way to go.
Yeah, mine's up to about 6.5.
I'll leave it on overnight.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow morning, Windows 10.
Well, so is that right? I thought you still could say yes or no, but Windows 8 is going to be a thing of the past, like literally swiftly.
Everybody wants it to be, especially Microsoft.
Yeah.
More people on the same system with the same functionality.
Easier for support.
Easier to develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and easier to develop for, exactly.
And moving on to subscription modelling. So you might as well get going.
Actually, I just found an interesting story that for some reason has been buried completely. Crime Track completes the new interstate data capability. Australia's new law enforcement information sharing agency, CrimTrack, will soon switch a new system that for the first time will allow police to compare human remains to long-time missing persons cases, among other uses. Basically, it's now a federalised missing persons database and missing persons register and things like that. So when someone goes missing, the alert now goes Australia-wide instead of up until now has just been statewide.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So they're doing that. That's actually something that's quite big, and that's sort of just been downplayed. Having said that, at the same time, the South Australian Health Minister Jack Snelling, S-N-E-L-L-I-N-G, is refusing to buckle under legal pressure to move off an out-of-licence patient system that used in the state's regional hospitals. Last week, he told Budget Estimates Committee the supplier of their green screen Chiron electronic patient administration system used by 12 of the state's 75 hospitals has refused to keep selling the government licenses for the legacy solution because obviously it's out of date. His response was, "It is true that we're operating outside of the license, but it's also true that our legal advice to the department is that we're within our rights to continue operating outside of the license."
Right. Wow. That's nice.
So
if I get busted for illegal software, I'll just say my legal advice tells me I'm within my rights to operate outside the license.
Because apparently their license formally expired in March 31st, 2003.
Ooh.
So it's 12 years they've been illegally using software.
Nice.
So that would make you be able to use, on that theory, I could easily use Windows 7 by that point, shouldn't have, or at least XP. No, hang on. Yeah, Windows 7 be 2000, XP. So I could still legally use XP, I'll be well within my rights.
I wonder if you could put, you get your machine updated to Windows 10. I wonder if you could then put your Windows 8 on another machine, if it would know.
Yeah, why not?
I'd pay for it.
Doesn't it lock it to the hardware, though?
It's two different software. It's two different upgrades.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I just wondered. Now, Google is unlinking Google Plus from YouTube. It will no longer.
Wait, Glenn. We got a breaking news story.
Yes, go take it away.
Jeremy Clarkson has signed a deal with Amazon Video.
Oh,
wow!
Well, no one's going to watch that.
Taking Hammond and May with him.
And how much for?
Oh, they won't stay.
Lots and lots.
More
than
Amazon
I can
Video.
imagine.
That's unusual. Where can I watch that?
Didn't even know they had an Amazon Video.
Yeah, Amazon's got
Well,
video
they do now
services.
after signing this lot.
That's
Bloody
right.
hell, everyone's going to watch it.
The Pirate Bay. Yeah, that's where you.
Jeremy Clarkson has signed with Pirate Bay in Sweden.
Happy days.
You could sign up with Amazon Video the same way as I've got a Amazon US store, and then just
Yeah, can
use
we
something
sign
like
up here?
Getflix and switch your IP address
It's
so you
not
can
just
watch it.
Clarkson though. It's Hammond and May. They all did. Like they've all signed it.
Can we access Amazon Video from here?
Amazon Prime.
It's not available to Australia, but you can click to a US IP address and watch it through a VPN or something.
Is that legal?
I think we've done that
Well,
one to death.
it's not illegal.
It's not
No.
illegal. Put it
No,
away.
it's not illegal.
Yeah, so set to air in 2016 apparently.
Yeah, right. How do you get a gig on that show?
You just be worth a lot of money, I guess.
Same
So
way you get to be a politician, be a billionaire first.
Google is, as I say, unlinking Google Plus from YouTube. Remember, there was a bit of a furor about Google saying you can only comment on YouTube if you've got a Google Plus account. We say you got your real name. We all want to know what you're saying. We want to know if you're trolling and
Sounds like Facebook.
blah blah blah. I know it's the opposite, isn't it? Sort of thing. It all sort of in the coming months, a Google account will be all you'll need to share content, communicate with contacts, create a YouTube channel, and more, all across Google. YouTube clarified that people who were happy with the integration would not have to take any action, but an option to unlink a YouTube account from Google Plus would be introduced. Reaction to the news has been greeted with glee. Absolute glee by some YouTube video bloggers. For many creators, this feels like it's a long time coming. People have been rooting for this to happen.
Yep.
They get excited over there.
You know where this came from? Minecon this year. YouTube actually sent one of their head people over there rather than just their sales executives like they normally do, and they actually interviewed every single streamer who has more than, I think they interviewed anyone who has more than 100,000 subscribers. Every single one of them, their biggest complaints was it was locked to the YouTube Plus account.
Yeah, but what was the disadvantage?
It makes things so like it pulls the versatility and the way it threads chats and everything instead of having them the way it used to. It just made a hash of the system. The system used to work perfectly.
Yeah.
And then they decided to integrate it, which was fine, and then they decided to mandate the integration, which for people like Coach A Mac, for example, who can't get a linked Google account because their Google account is a different account to their YouTube account.
Right.
And they couldn't be linked because they're two physically different accounts.
Yes.
And his Google account that he would have linked was owned by somebody else before it was a thing. So, and so the number one complaint that YouTube had by every single podcaster and every single YouTuber who went to Minecon, which there was tens of thousands of them and multiple millions of dollars worth of subscriptions, said, get rid of Google Plus integration.
Look, the Google Plus or the Google authentication or account creation thing has been stuffed for a long time. Like, you need an account for Google, or initially an account for Gmail, then an account for Google Plus, then an account for the YouTube, an account for a page, account for a business page. I've got all these things. I can't work them all out.
And on top of that, you've got to share a screen on a podcast. I'm going to have my head going to explode.
It's too much. It's too much. But I'm glad they're trying to simplify it, because I noticed on the YouTube comments, things would just go, where's that coming from? Well, what's going on? And Google Plus,
Google Plus is garbage.
Who uses
That's what
it?
G stands for. Garbage.
Does anyone here use Google Plus?
It's funny.
Initially, I went on it and thought, but I haven't been on it for probably 2 years.
No.
I don't really use it, but I find a lot of people talk to me, like communicate with me through it. I don't use it as a medium other than it's just being there.
Yeah.
But I find I get a lot of communication over Google Plus.
I'm on a couple of Ingress groups there. They tend to gather and put events on and stuff through Google Plus.
Yeah, okay.
It's really weird. Like, it's not something I would use. It's not my preferred method of communication because it's clunky and feral. But
yeah, Facebook's got the money.
Some people, that's right.
Yeah, Facebook's where it's at. Bring back MySpace.
As I said, we use Yammer at work.
Tom was my friend.
Even though Microsoft integrated with Yammer and destroyed a lot of it, its basic functionality for communications within a workplace is still one of the best solutions out there.
With that, Microsoft stuffed that thing as well.
Well, I mean, for the basic side of it, communications, link sharing, file storing, that sort of stuff for the office, brilliant. There's not really much better, but yeah, you can't do it. You can't do.
We should start Hangout. We should try Hangout. See if that works.
We did that before.
Oh, did
it doesn't work
Pretty
well
crappy.
either.
All right.
Hangout. Well, it works fine for 2 people.
Look, I reckon a lot of the problems is just the upspeed. I think
It
once
was the audio sync problem I think we had with
Ended up being the problem.
Hangouts.
Yeah. That's why we stopped using a couple of it.
Also because with it, as soon as one person would speak, it would switch to their video, but it would take about 5 seconds to recognise you'd done that and switch across.
That was one of the worst things about it.
Yeah.
And also that was the problem we were having with Fuse. Was it Fuse?
Yeah.
And a couple of the other ones we tried, same sort of thing, because they were Java based. I think one was Java based and one was Flash based, but they were so CPU intensive. If you're trying to screen capture and stuff like that, it'd just absolutely obliterate your CPU.
Well, just a random chat room comment of the week from Brett ONT. I love a Welsh Prime Minister. Okay, now, anyone else got any stories?
Between 2 slices of bread. How about Google stories?
They call him Sloppy Joe in the States.
The Dutch ate their Prime Minister years ago.
I just looked at it and I thought, what?
Well, it goes hand in hand with his last comment. What exactly are you drinking, Warlock?
I wasn't.
Except it should be, what are you drinking, Glenn?
Oh, no, I wasn't following I just flicked into the chat and I just thought, what? That's just a random comment of the week.
Context.
Yeah. Has anyone got any else before we
For
get
a
out of
company
here?
that prides itself on being a Pride ambassador, it was really awfully embarrassing gaffe at the hands of a contractor thousands of kilometres away for Google. Staff at a gay bar in Sydney were seeking help to update the venue's details on Google Maps when they were told that Google did not support gay bars and would remove the listing.
Oh.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing, Shift Bar promoter Ash Doran posted on Facebook. I'm in a conference call at the moment with Google as they're advising that they're removing Midnight Shift's Google page because it's a gay bar and Google no longer supports gay bars, and they'll be doing it to other gay bars. The subsequent email also posted by Mr. Duran online appeared to confirm Google's stance, declaring that gay nightclubs did not meet the company's quality guidelines. When contacted by Fairfax Media, a Google Australia spokeswoman confirmed the incident had unfolded as he had described. We're truly sorry that this happened, she said. Gay bars are welcome on Google Maps, as they have always been. We're taking immediate action on this internally to make sure it doesn't happen again. The reaction from Mr. Duran's Facebook followers was one of disbelief. Google's track record as a supporter of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual and intersex is well established.
Just call them
Tech
gays.
Giant is a sponsor of Sydney's gay and lesbian Mardi Gras and co-signed an open letter backing marriage equality in Australia.
What gets me is why does this have to get to the newspaper? So
who gives a rat?
Some little Google dude.
What they want to do. I don't have to be in their faces.
For whatever reason, some little Google dude, whether it be bias or whatever, had an objection or a mistake or a brain fart or whatever, denied some access to some people, and because they're in a vocal minority group, they go to the paper and it becomes a bloody big story.
But if the paper didn't run it,
turn it up.
It'll be
called discriminatory. That's right. They'll be on Tracy Grimshaw next week because she can't say no because she can be accused of being discriminatory.
Good.
And then they'll be on with Waleed on the project. Good on your Waleed. You're not
He's
a left.
good, isn't he?
Waleed. All right.
That's racist.
A couple of quick stories. You know how successful the MyGov's been because we all love it and it's never had any problems at all.
None.
New South Wales decided to follow in the federal government's footsteps and then commissioning their own version
into a rat hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that MyGov. I got a letter on there.
So New South Wales is commissioning their own New South Wales only version of MyGov.
Called Service New South Wales.
It's going to have all the details, all the information, all the cross-referencing in New South Wales. Yeah, everything that MyGov has, but it's going to be New South Wales only.
Yes, no duplication there at all.
So that
could be called My
great.
State Gov then.
Yeah.
They should call it My Waste of Money.
Queensland tried it, but it only worked on IE6, so no one's seen it. But also, quickly, IINet shareholders vote yes to TPG takeover. So IONET shareholders voted overwhelmingly in favour of rival TPG's bid to take over the internet service provider, as the pair want to see how Australian competition regulator responds to the deal. 95% of IONET shareholders voted in support of TPG's $56 billion, $1.56 billion buy. Why is it worded like that? Wow.
$1.56.
Because they're journalists and they know the English language, mate.
It's written support of TPG's $1.56 tab line carriage return $1 billion buyout.
Yeah, hopefully.
The company has offered $9.55 per IONET share, comprising of $8.80 cash and 75 cents special dividend, or only just under 5% were cast against the buyout. So that could be really interesting. Of course, it's still got to be given the green light from the ACCC. But I don't know if last time it was blocked, but both companies are doing fairly well. This time, not so much. I don't know, because IONET hasn't been doing so well lately, so maybe they won't get blocked because it's not really going to be monopoly. It's going to be a company that's going to disappear anyway.
Look, going back to your MyGov, Bretto NT wants to know there's nothing wrong. He doesn't see there's anything wrong with it. He uses it all the time to access services. Never had a problem. Well, look, to me, I've got it hooked up to... I found it hard just to hook it up to the ATO, especially.
I don't want to hook them up to the ATO.
That was horrid. You had to. You didn't have a choice.
Yeah, for some reason, I had to get a reprint of a notice of assessment, and instead of waiting 3 years to get it through the post, they said get it out of MyGov straight away. And look, it took me, took me
assessment. Your accountant could have got that for you.
Yeah, but I needed it straight away.
Yeah, well,
I was in a hurry.
And you wouldn't answer your phone.
Yeah, you weren't available that day.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to ring me at midnight. That's right.
That's the calls that you repeatedly ignored. Yeah, so yeah, they were all right. Look, it took a while to hook up. I hooked it up to Medicare. That was all right. But see, before all that, I was just going into the different services one by one. It was easy. But I just found that, and now like I'm getting things saying I've got a letter on MyGov, like SMS saying I've got a letter. I can't be bothered logging in to see what it is. I don't know what it is. Reminds me, I'm going to have to do it, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
have so many problems with mine.
It's just another thing you got to do.
Mine's dropping links to accounts, to services. It's dropping the links. I've got to sign up 5 or 6 times for the same thing. My tax return was completely screwed up. My e-tax, or the electronic tax side of it, had my bank details. MyGov had my old bank details somehow that I haven't had in 10 years, so I don't even know where they got them from, and tried to put the money into that account, which doesn't exist. So they sent me a check instead of using the bank account details that were actually in the tax side of it.
Nice.
The Medicare is completely screwed up. It's screwed up with Sonia's card and with mine. That it's just Medicare rebates and stuff. We just can't do it. We've actually physically got to go to Medicare because the system's so messed up. I've had no end of problems with my tax. What's it called?
MyGov.
MyGov. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I haven't had those issues.
I mean, a lot of people have. As you said, a lot of people love it. Like I know a few people who use it quite regularly and don't have any dramas with it at all. I know other people who. I guess it depends on what particular thing you're doing with it. You know.
Yeah.
I think it's like anything. It's going to be buggy for the first couple of years, and they should kind of make it okay. The problem is, I think they started developing it, then they went, I think we need to add this, and I think we need to change this, and I think this needs to be done. So they got halfway through developing this thing, and then it kind of.
But you and Brett are right. It is easier once you get it all hooked up. It is easier. And look, I hooked it up to Medicare, and I didn't have too many issues with that. And I did like how you have that e-health record thing. You could see.
Well, that's the part that's not working on mine.
Yeah, we can see how much the doctors charge Tony. You can see, they say, 35 here and 35 there and all that. You can see that. And I thought, it's interesting. And you go, geez, I'm costing the taxpayers a bit of money this year.
Way to go. So it's your fault that we've got a budget emergency.
That's right. Yeah, I've created it.
Let's see if I can even log into it. The last couple of weeks, I think it's got something to do with the tax thing. The last few weeks, it's been so buggy. I haven't even been able to log into it most of the time.
Yeah, well, I don't know about how far e-health is supposed to work, but I got a bit of just curious information out. That's all. I never really wanted it to do anymore. But look, it's the biggest issue was signing in, and I don't know. I always forget my passwords. And
I remember
all
how
this
that
sort of stuff.
two-factor authentication thing that you had to opt out of.
Yeah.
Which was fun because they decided to opt me into it at a time when I didn't have my phone and I needed to get to my tax return.
And then
hello,
you finally get it all sorted online that night. You go, yes, I've downloaded my tax notice of assessments. I've done all this, blah blah blah. I'm away, and you think, oh, all that stress and pain is behind you. And then 4 days later, you get a letter. Oh, you've just signed up to MyGov.
Yeah,
like for 4 days ago. You go, oh yeah, I think I remember.
I tried to log into MyGov then and told me my password's wrong, so I clicked on reset password and it logged me in.
Yeah, I'm a reset passworder every time I want to log in. All right, let's. There's no more. Let's get out of here.
One quick one. Telstra shutting down their 2G network in December, so if you've only got a 2G phone, you're screwed.
Oh no!
What
How's
year
Milo
though?
going to stream?
Actually, it'd be good for someone like Audi because they're using that network, so it'll free it up.
But it's not this year, Jace.
December this year.
No. I disagree.
They sent a letter.
Hey?
Maybe they sent the wrong letter.
No, well, did you get a letter?
No, this is on the Australian System Administrators mailing list group that a guy had been sent a letter from Telstra.
Well, so, yeah, I got a letter because I got an old 2G phone that mother-in-law's got, and it's December, well, in my letter, it was December 2016. So that's next December.
I think it depends on where you are. I think if you're...
It might do too. It might.
Rural, because, my mother-in-law got the same letter, and it's 2016. So I think it must be if you're rural or city or...
And if I didn't have a cross-sheet shredder, I'd pull it out. And
I might send my mother-in-law a letter.
But it wouldn't be as nice as the one Telstra sent.
No, not as polite. I'll give her the 2Gs.
All right.
Upgraded to 4G while you're at it.
Yeah, that's right.
One of those ones.
Massive 4G right in the throat.
Spice rack.
All right. Is that it, boys? No more?
Sounds good.
No more.
Spice rack.
Eric, I can hear you playing on your Windows 10. I can hear that thing dinging all over the place.
Digging what? I'm getting emails in. I should have got out of my email.
That's all right. No.
He's popular boy.
That'll teach you to have friends.
All right. So, as far as we know, sign up for Windows 10. It'll download and install automatically. One
You'll
morning.
have
Whether you want
problems,
it or not.
and I'll laugh at you, and it's not my fault.
If you want to keep up to date with some more Windows 10 stories, you can have a look at our Facebook page, facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, or you could, Windows 10 is probably going to be strewn around all the other podcasts this week, and you can listen to a lot of other podcasts live, or not live, but on the AussieTechRadio.com. So there'll be a few over there, 24/7 Shoutcast radio service. Listen through TuneIn, or go to the webpage AussieTechRadio.com and find out how you can tune in to all these other wonderful podcast
of
shows.
course, you find marvellous shows on there like Obsidian Loft and Old Fart Geeks.
There is a new.
There is an important one with Australia's top 2 web.
That's right. The top 2 podcasters, Will and Jace. That's right. And I know from the lineup that the Old Fart Geeks is in the lineup this week because there was a show brought out this week. So well done, boys. That'll be tripping around the universe.
We even talk about some Amstrad thing.
I'll have to.
You may have heard about it.
I'll have to get on and have a listen to the Amstrad. I didn't mind the Amstrad. Never had
We'll
one.
have you on the show one time. You can talk about your old fart stuff too.
Yes, well, I did. Yes, well, Will did invite me on last week, but I'm still a bit crook, and I couldn't make it. But all right, that's it. Thanks for the guys in the chat room. Thanks for coming in.
We had a good turnout in the chat room tonight. Thanks guys for watching.
Yeah, it's always good to have a banter through the
We love
interwebs.
you.
So we'll see you next week, Jace. Thanks for coming on.
No worries. See you then.
Thanks, Eric. Good
See
luck
you
with
all.
Windows
Thank you very
10.
much.
Good luck, Will. Hope you haven't even registered, so we'll see you next week on Windows 8.
As I said, my laptop is, but yeah.
So when Will gets the email from Microsoft, he gets the deregister. He's going back to XP. Your machines don't work, Will. It says.
What were you saying about XP? I don't have any old netbooks with XP on them at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, get rid of XP. It's
Windows
too old.
3.11 was where it was at.
XP, I'm sorry, on netbooks is still the best system.
Windows for work groups.
Look, I thought I might have had a chance to reuse my old Vistas there for a little bit, but then I got about 5 copies of Vista in the shelf.
You know what's funny? They said they were going to stop updating for XP, but I've just booted it up after it being off for a few months, and it's doing a massive update dump.
Oh, well, they're still providing updates for the embedded XP. I reckon. Why wouldn't they just...
This isn't embedded, but
but why not push them out anyway?
Installed.
Why not just push them to the thing? But anyway, let's get out of here, Will. We'll see you next week as well. Hopefully.
More than likely.
More than likely. And we'll see you guys too. If you want to watch the show live, you can. Thursday night, 7:30 Queensland, Sydney, Melbourne, Hobart time. Work it out for the rest of you guys. That's Thursday nights, and it's at aussietechheads.com.au/live. Show notes at /podcast. And whatever else there is, /paper. There's paper, there's a little tech paper. Got other stories in it as well. And youtube.com/Aussie Tech Head. So we're everywhere. We're everywhere. All right, don't forget the Aussie Mac Zone as well. That's also in the iTunes, the Aussie Mac Zone with Peter, Paul and Mary. So until next week, it's bye for now. Happy Windows 10, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.